Today I drove from Brooklyn to Westchester, and I had a moment of reflection along the way. What I saw on the roads of New York I had never seen in my life. Dozens and dozens of abandoned cars, luxury cars, regular cars, SUVs, crossovers, convertibles, you name it. Every brand, every type was abandoned by people who got caught in the flooding of Hurricane Ida. These drivers were faced with life-threatening conditions and prudently abandoned their cars to safer spaces. When faced with real-life challenges, we all instinctively abandon our material pursuits and pleasures. In a heartbeat, we are ready to trade them in for safety. These events reshape our perspective on life to be more spiritual, true, and godly. But why must we wait for such dire circumstances? We are all blessed with talents. We're all gifted with something to give. Whether it be intellectually, emotionally, or financially, we innately know we are here to be givers and to make a positive impact on this world. This Shabbos marks the last Shabbos of the Jewish year 5781. The year 5781 started off different than any Jewish year in our lifetimes. COVID was here and vaccines were not. For many of us, I hope all of us, COVID reminded us of our mortality. We're only here temporarily. No one lives forever. We resolved to live a life of purpose, substance, and giving, and to drop the life of self-centeredness and sensuality. Last year, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we said the prayer called Unesana Tokef. It is a most descriptive prayer. It is one of the most stirring compositions in the entire liturgy of the Days of Awe. The middle of the prayer reads, B'Rosh Hashanah yikosevun, Yom Tzum Kippur yechosemun, Kama yavrun v'chama yibareun, Mi yichye o mi yamos, mi bekitzo o mi lo bekitzo. On Rosh Hashanah we will be inscribed, and on Yom Kippur we will be sealed. How many will pass from the earth, and how many will be created? Who will live and who will die? Who will die after a long life, and who before his time, etc. Living in the middle of a global pandemic, this prayer was front and center on most minds. Every one of us was grateful to have been spared and hoped and prayed to Hashem that we continue to be protected for a healthy year ahead. We told ourselves if we make it through this, we would speak nicer, we would be more patient and honest, love more and give more. And then we were blessed with vaccines, and slowly we started going back out and socializing. And before you knew it, many of us were back into the gossip, back into a life of taking, back into the no patience mode. Now is the time to pause and reflect. Are we living up to what we know is our best version of ourselves? Last year was the pandemic. Now it's a super heavy rainstorm. Both bookends should elicit from us a sense of urgency to be there for each other at all times, to seek out opportunities to give and pay it forward when we receive a kindness. I'd like to read for you a Facebook message posted by Mary Kay Tischler on August 25th. I don't know this woman and never met her, but her message was forwarded to me and we can all learn from it. Let me read it to you. Would you like to have your faith in the human spirit restored? Would you like to hear about an amazing and selfless act of kindness? Ruby and I were on the Southern State Parkway when it became obvious we had a flat tire. There's no shoulder on the side of that highway, so I pulled off onto the grass, and almost immediately, a black Jeep pulled off the highway in front of us, just as I was looking for the phone number of AAA. Then a young man wearing a yarmulke stepped out of the Jeep into the 96-degree heat and walked over to the passenger side window of my car. He said he has lots of tools in his car and could change my tire for me. Really? Yes, he said. I see you have a child in the back, and if this happened to my mother, I'd like to think someone would do the same for her. So, as he's changing the tire, we started chatting, and he told me there's a group of people in his Orthodox Jewish community who do volunteer roadside assistance for anyone and everyone. There's also a volunteer ambulance. I said I never heard of such a thing before, and he said, yeah, you only hear the bad stuff about us. He quickly and adeptly finished changing my tire. As I was thanking him profusely, I asked if there was anything I could do to thank him. He responded with a smile, 0. I got back into the car, crying. Ruby asked me why I was crying, and I said they were happy tears and tears of relief. So super scary to think how much worse the day could have been for us, and such an amazingly kind person who came to our rescue. That kid has his ticket to heaven written in stone. If you've gotten this far in reading, please consider doing something kind for a stranger today. I know I will. My friends, this is what it's about every day of the year. May we all be inspired to share more and give more of ourselves. I wish you a good Shabbos. I wish you a Shana Tova U'Metuka, a year of happiness, health, success, and productivity.